All right, guys. So on the last session, you guys were approached by Rolfor with an urgent plea. His partner Ema had gone missing on the outskirts of the town, and he was last seen. She was last seen trying to save a runaway horse. The party's interest was piqued further when Toblin Stonehill, the tavern owner, also mentioned that there were other missing women that were also like around Fandolin that are being taken away. United by the curiosity and concern, you guys decided to investigate the matter, setting your sights on Ema's last known location. As the party journey led them out towards Fandolin, it's a little bit south. You guys saw a large caravan being pulled by ogres found along the path where Rolfor had last traced Ema. A chance encounter swiftly turned into a request for assistance, however, as the caravan's owners needed help moving a tree that obstructed their path. The party's willingness to help would soon be challenged by an unsettling discovery. As you guys worked free to, well, mostly Wall to free the caravan, Vin ventured a little too close to the front and overheard a faint cry for help, presumably. Disturbed, Vin shared this information with the group, and suspicion began to grow within their minds. Was this caravan handling something more sinister than it seemed? The question nagged at you all, turning a simple act of aid into a complex puzzle. Unfortunately, the party's attempts to sneak onto the caravan, which was mostly done by Alora, was thwarted when Wall inadvertently chopped down the tree and halted that halted the caravan. With the path now clear, the caravan owners thanked Wall and continued on their way. Despite the setback, Wall's suspicion persisted, unfortunately, and he made the bold decision to follow the caravan while the rest of the party continued to pursue Ema's trail south. We can go to the next page. As Wall pursued the caravan for 4 long hours, a game of cat and mouse that ended abruptly when the caravan fired a ballista at him. The warning shot sent Wall retreating into the forest, his curiosity still burning, but was momentarily stifled by this immediate threat that just happened. So it did ensure that obviously these people were quite suspicious, presumably. Meanwhile, the rest of the party members continued their journey south, guided by the owl's information, thanks to Zeno, on Ema's last sighting. The trail led you all to an isolated house, what looked to be, as you guys saw, a young child playing outside with well, he wasn't a child actually, he was like around a teenager, playing with knives, and it was occupied by a family called the Berbers, who seemed oddly suspicious. Your instincts proved correct, however, when you guys engaged battle with the family, facing not only human foes, but a blue stag and a wicked witch as well. The fight revealed a twisted relationship, including the witch's claim that the blue stag was her husband, Mark. Amid the chaos of the battle, you guys just did discover Ema imprisoned in the house basement. You guys broke to free, but quickly realized that the blue stag was too much to handle due to Wall's absence from the party. Then managed to dispatch the witch and temporarily immobilize the blue stag, allowing for a tense escape. The group and Ema retreated, leaving the house and its dark secrets behind. Go to the next page. As the group returned to Fandolin, the story shifted again towards Grizzly, held captive in a cell by the mercenary Kane. After a series of conflicting emotions, Kane prepared to release Grizzly. He was drawn away by the sounds of an ambush. Grizzly's fate hung in the balance as Kane battled alongside his men, chaos unfolding around him. The battle's climax saw the entrance of Isaac Hawkins, a charismatic commander under Daggled Neverember. Grizzly witnessed Kane's violent struggle and Isaac's lethal efficiency, as including the cold blood killing of Arya, the elf who had cared for Grizzly in jail. In a final act of defiance, Kane grabbed Grizzly's cursed bow and prepared to fire at him, only to snap into his senses at the last minute, and swiftly decided to make a quick escape with a dimension door scroll to escape with Grizzly, landing in the forest. The session concluded with the haunting cry of Kane in the wilderness, a sound filled with pain. As Grizzly helped Kane stand back up on his own 2 feet, the two began their journey back to Fandolin, presumably. Kane's path was uncertain, and the echoes of their escape lingered in the air, setting the stage for the next chapter of their adventure. And now we begin and go towards our good old friend, Wall. Wall, you have been attacked by a ballista, and you have sought to retreat into the forest. And the dark forest, it is now shifting, the evening has now shifted to night. And you need to get back to Phandalin. Presumably, what do you want to do? Do you want to get back to Phandalin? What is Wall thinking right now?
Wall is thinking actually to get back to where he left his group. So that little crossroad area to see if maybe they came back there
Okay.
or are near there. That's what Wall would do.
All right. So, but you're a little bit in the forest, and you're trying to keep track of where you're trying to go. Give me a survival check. Okay. So you follow along, and you know the path is south as long as you just keep. You look towards the stars, and you can sort of tell exactly where the alignments are of where you need to go based on your geography, and you start making your way there. You know the path. However, give me a perception check. And also, you know that you. Oh, okay. Give me a second. You also know that you need to rest soon. You're not, unless you want to take a check to see if you get exhausted, you're not going to be able to make it back without having that check within this amount of time, as it is going to take you a good amount of time. And give me 1 second. Let me see something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So as far as Wall knows, Wall doesn't really think anybody's fault has been tailing him, right? Like, how long has it been since the ballista
You don't
shot
know.
him?
Oh, this has been like a few like at least like 30 minutes. Like, you're going
Okay.
into the forest. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
So,
So Wall will presumably think, I might have gotten away. I should probably rest.
and as you're looking around and realize that you feel as though you may need some rest, you hear a in the air as a javelin hits you in the back. And you get hit for
Oh.
8 points of damage. You quickly turn around and you hear the crunching of leaves. And you hear a man's voice as he starts to walk towards you. And you see the silhouette of this man. And you've seen this man before. This man was on the caravan, whispering into the young lad's ear. You hear the crunching, and he slowly looks at you, and you see him twiddling with looks to be a black flower. He turns to you and he says,
Curiosity always gets the best of people, doesn't it? Cat got your tongue?
Sorry, I was lagging. Ah, you. I remember you. You were on that caravan. You followed me here.
I was. Let me ask you a question. Why do adventurers risk their lives for gold?
Gold. There are some things more important than gold. I can't speak for the others. I suppose people need some method to live, to put food in their bellies, to help their loved ones. But sometimes there are purposes even higher than the gold itself.
Foolishness. You see, sometimes adventurers like you venture too far from what you should know. And sometimes it could be your own undoing. In your particular case, it's gonna be your undoing. You see, you really didn't have to follow us as long as you did. However, you solidified your fate by doing so. I won't go into any more detail, but do you want any last words?
I go. Can I reach for a potion and drink it?
Yeah, I would honestly say that. I would say that you did that like 30 minutes ago. So if you had like, yeah, so don't heal back. Like if you're gonna heal back to full, take away 8 HP. But yeah, I would say like if you want to cough as many potions as you want to, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because that's what I was
would
gonna
say you
say
do that.
earlier.
Like it would make sense
So
for you to do that.
yeah, so let me see. So greater healing potion would give me 20. So I'm gonna use that one. That takes me up to 48, and then I'll use my other regular potion. Gives me 10. And then you'll get back 10 HP. And then I'll subtract. Well, I already subtract the 8 though, so it should be. Well, oh no, you're right. So I have to add up. Wait.
What are you doing?
Okay, no,
What do you
I'm
do? The
sorry.
most you can heal up is for 40. So
Right. So I'm
right
back at
now,
full and subtract 8. That's
subtract
what
62. So yeah, subtract 8 from whatever. Well, did you already refill the 8 back up? If not, it's
gonna,
62 minus 8. So
yeah. So I am subtracting the 8 now. There we go.
all right, so you used
Yep.
all your potions.
Yep.
All right, so as you see this man, he begins
Well,
to
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I just so you know, I have 1 potion left. I think.
You should have healed only 30 HP.
I think I had an extra healing potion.
You had 2 healing potions. You had 1 greater healing potion.
Oh, then yeah.
So you were at 28. You should have been at 58. So your
I had
HP, yeah.
I
Yeah, 38.
subtracted the 8
Okay.
from the javelin. That's
Okay.
why.
Yeah, there we
I was
go.
at
Okay,
28.
so we're good then. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you got 1 more healing potion. So the gentleman, reaches behind his great sword for his great sword, and he.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna reach for my sword and I say, "You made a mistake coming here by yourself. I'll find out what you were doing, even if it costs me my life."
You see his eyebrow go up, and he says to you,
That's quite the oxymoron you got there. You won't be able to find out anything once you're dead in the ground.
Even if I can't do anything, I at least want to do my best to know. Perhaps there's some way, in my final moments, I could help or pass along this message, because I know for a fact you will be killed here by me, one way or another.
Big words. Brace yourself.
and he grabs his sword. And we're gonna roll for initiative. Give me 1 second.
All right.
All right. So, oh boy, let's see how this goes. do, 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 do. Oh yeah. All right. So, Jarvis, this individual stays looking at you, and let me go and begin combat. He stands still for a bit, and Wall, you begin to notice something. As he stands where he's at, you see him smiling at you and smirking, and you see this shadow entity emerge from him and teleport right in front of you, and it attacks you. Give me 1 second. So he hits you for the first one for 13 points of damage. It attacks you. Let me see. Yep. It attacks you again. And that's another hit for 11 points of damage. And that is, you start to see him smirk a little bit at you. And he says to you,
You're in my territory now. May the shadows dance upon you.
it is now your turn.
Okay, I don't want to metagame, but like when he says that, and like I see these shadows here, is that like something my character would like think? Like, oh, maybe there's a like him being in the shadoes, the reason why this. Okay, no, I don't know either. I was because I don't whatever. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna rage. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna rage.
You know what? Give me a history check, actually.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
You think that there are legends of certain warriors who are able to call upon themselves from the future and conjure it from the present to attack people. And it is exactly themselves.
Huh. Well, Wool's going to go and rage
Mm-hmm.
first, so he's gonna, think of that information. So that'll
So
be
a
my...
lightning bolt shoots from your chest towards him, and he may be blinded. So go ahead and target him.
The shadow or the other guy?
No, your wild magic.
No, I know my wild. I'm saying, who am I targeting?
I don't know. Who do you want to target?
I want to target that guy.
Okay, so go ahead.
Or bolt of light. Hold on, let me just make sure.
So go to your spell book. Go to spell book and click on 8 called Ray of Light.
There we go. Okay. And then the range. Okay, I see it. Oh, that's weird. It's not letting me press the button. Oh,
What are you talking about? What are you doing? Go to spellbook and go to spellbook on your character next to inventory and press Ray of Light.
oh, my bad. Okay.
What are you doing?
No, I went on the other thing where it's
What
like
are
the
you- what are you
RNG
doing?
one.
No. Thank you. Click damage.
All right, so I go. Let's see what happens.
All right, so this Ray of Light hits him, and he needs to make a Constitution saving throw. Let's see what he gets. Wow. So you do hit him for 5 points of damage. However, he's not blinded.
Okay. How's he looking?
As this Ray of Light hits him, he like dodges his head to the side, and it kind of just like gives him a little bruise on the side of his cheek. So you see a little smudge mark from your position, even though it's dark. But yeah, you see him just like put his head back into place. And he has his arms like folded up with the greatsword, and he says,
A nice trick, but you're going to have to do better.
All right, then. I'll do better. So I'm actually going to charge him. I'm going to take that opportunity attack from the shadow.
okay, go.
So I'm going to move right in front of him.
And you realize that the shadow didn't attack you.
Interesting. And I'm going to say, your shadow can pack a punch. Let's see how well you can take one. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to swing my great sword +1 with the extra 10 damage, with the the risk of like missing more. See if I
Okay.
can get a good hit on him. So let's see. And I can do that with reckless attack, right? With advantage?
You don't want to get advantage. I mean, with what's it called? With the great sword. Yeah, you wouldn't get I think you get advantage. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Could
You
be
get
able
advantage.
to.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna do. Damn, I missed.
All right, he just
I have-
dodges to the side.
Okay, and then I have like a regular attack. So, I'm just gonna use the normal sword.
Okay. Still
So,
doing reckless attack, right?
yes.
All right. You might as well.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Well then, guess I end my turn. I'm just like, damn, how could I miss? Wall's
Okay.
thrown off by all that. Yeah.
It is now his turn as he begins to. You start to see him chuckle a little bit, and then you start to realize that something is weird happening as you start to see his body turn just like the entity that you just saw, the shadow, and within a split second he swaps spaces with it as you start to see them shift. And now looking in front of you is the Echo, and he's behind you. He then says to you,
Did you really think it was going to be that easy?
and the Echo
Yes.
makes 2 strikes at you. And let's see if the first one hits. The first one misses as you dodge out the way, nimbly to the side. And the second one misses as you dodge, you do like a little bridge dodge as the sword just tries to slice at you, vertical in motion, and you swiftly dodge it. You start to see that he moves. He's going to move slightly a little bit further. And he is going to end his turn. And when he ends his turn, yep, you see that the Echo dissipates. It is now your
Okay.
turn.
All right, I'm gonna drink up my last healing potion and get back 10 HP.
Okay.
I go, chugging it down, and I'm gonna like make my way towards this guy again. Get up right in front of him, and I'm gonna go and use reckless attack again. And I'm gonna use my plus 10 damage sword.
Okay.
So let's see if maybe this time. Okay.
Still a miss as he dodges.
Okay, and then I'll swing again with this. Yeah, I'll swing again with the. Well, no, I'll use the regular sword this time.
All right.
All right.
And as you attempt to hit him, you notice something. He smirks at you, and right in front of you, you see that you actually hit his echo as you slice at it, cutting it into two, and it jumps up right in front of him in the span of that moment and dissipates from you cutting it. Ooh. All right. What do you do?
I mean, that's it. That'll be my turn.
All right. So you see he's going to use his bonus action to conjure up the echo once again right in back of you. And he is going to try to attack you twice. He misses the first as he tries to attempt to slash you. He hits you for the second, and I forgot to do this before, but I'll do it now. Give me a Constitution saving throw. I completely forgot to put that to tell you to give me those, but yeah, let's see what happens. All right, you pass. You're good. So he hit you for the second one for 10 points of damage. And you notice that when he does this combo of two slashes, he crushes his hands, clenching his fists. And you see the Echo also make a attempt to attack you as he does Unleash Incarnation, as an Echo Knight can make his Echo attack as well.
Real quick, is the 10 does this guy have reduced damage for me because of my rage? I don't know what type of damage he's doing. Is it?
Oh yeah, they're all reduced actually. Sorry, all the damage he's been doing is reduced. So
Yeah, it would only be reduced now because I didn't have rage when he attacked on the first turn.
So actually, oh yeah, okay, yeah, you didn't have rage. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do half damage. So yeah, that 10 damage is 5, and the Echo's going to attempt to try to attack you as well, and it critically fails. All right, so it is now your turn. What do you do?
Okay.
This is round 3.
All right, so how's the Echo looking?
You can't tell.
Yes, I figured.
You're just
So I'm just I'm just ignoring. I'm gonna try to attack this guy again with reckless attack.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use my regular sword.
That's a hit.
All right, so I'll do the damage.
So you hit him for 14 points of damage. Nice.
All right, and I'm gonna swing again with the regular sword with reckless attack.
All right. That's a hit. Go back. All right, he takes another 14 points of damage.
Okay, and then
oh, he should have been attacking you with advantage. I didn't do that, but yeah, I'll do that next time.
Oh.
He's using reckless attack. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought he was already doing okay. Well, So yeah, I think that's
okay. So it's now his turn, and let's see how you do this round. And I need to roll something afterwards. All right, so he attempts to attack you. And that's a hit. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
All right, you notice that when he slices you, he leaves a deep, scarring wound that blood is profusely pouring out. And you feel as though this won't stop until you'll deal with it. or take a potion. So the first one he hit you for was 12 point half 6. So 6 points of damage. He's going to attack you again. And that is going to be a crit.
Hell yeah.
So he hit you for 13 points of damage, and this is half.
Yep.
And he clenches his fists, making the echo attack again. Use this. Yep. Unleash incarnation, and the echo is going to attack you with advantage. And he does hit you for half, 4 points of damage. So you're at 12. So at this moment, he says to you,
Any last words before your death? I'll make it swift.
I have nothing to say to you.
It's unfortunate it had to be this way, but your curiosity had killed you in the end.
Are you really proud doing what you do to those innocent people?
What are you talking about? Please, indulge me.
I can tell you're up to no good. And seeing what you've done to me, attacking me like that, it only confirms my suspicions were true. Are you really proud of yourself? Living a life like that?
Oh, I'm proud of it as much as I can be. It makes a far better life than what you're doing with yours.
Tell me, you asked me about adventurers earlier, and why they seek gold. What is it you want out of all of this? What do you really want?
I've been getting what I want. As long as I keep doing what I'm doing, the gold will keep coming straight at me. I have no morals or what you speak of.
It doesn't have to be about morals. It's about shame.
You should probably stop talking, because if you look at that,
and he looks down at your cut.
that's going to keep happening.
And it is now your turn. Roll me a 1d4, please.
Okay.
All right, you lose 2 HP.
Okay, so...
And
All
this
right.
bleeding that's just coming out. What are you going to do?
So, I'm, like, bleeding. I grab my sword and I say... all you've shown me is that you'll do anything shameful for gold. Pathetic. A man with no standards.
And who
I
are
have
you
nothing.
to talk to me?
I have nothing more to say to you. Even if you do kill me here, it matters not. And I take my sword, and I'm going to use Reckless Attack on him. And I say, even if I die here, I know I did the right thing. And I swing like my plus 10 one. And then I'm
Alright.
going to swing it one more time. The same one with
Alright.
advantage again.
Whew. The
I-
blood
I-
just, yeah,
uh-huh.
you're starting to see, like, as you're looking at him, you start swinging, you start seeing blurry, like, you start seeing, like, double of him as your vision starts to fade in and out, and unfortunately, you just can't land its mark.
So I'm just like, dang. Looks like, well, I'm thinking this in my head. Looks like can't focus as much. Then I just look at the dude in his face, like in his eyes, and I just say like nothing. I'm just looking at him, and that's my turn.
All right. Give me 1 second. As you are looking at this man and your vision goes blurry, you almost kind of drop down on one knee a little bit, but you still hold yourself up. Where is... There we go. So, as you hold yourself up and your vision gets blurry, you see that the man picks up his weapon and he's about to strike right at you. However, you start to hear something in the distance. As the man is about to strike you, he looks to the right. And he sees a man, a knight, on a horse. He turns to you and he says,
What manner of ill wickedness is this? Who is this?
as you turn to the left, Wall, you've never seen this man before. As you see this knight on a horse, what do you say?
Quick. If you were an ally of justice, this fiend is trying to kill me. Please, I need your assistance.
The knight looks to you and he looks towards the man. And the knight says,
Seems as though it's correct. The sword had taught me of what was transpiring here today.
you see the man who was about to strike at you. He turns his sword towards the knight. And the echo, he makes the echo charge towards it. Do you want to do an opportunity attack against the echo?
Yes.
Okay, do it.
Do I still have it with advantage because of reckless attack or no?
Is reckless
I don't
attack per
know.
turn?
I mean, I guess it would still technically. Oh well, okay. I'm gonna do
Let me
my
see.
basics.
Oh, it's a special? Yeah, I would say you could do it. Oh, why
Yeah.
not? Yeah.
So I'm gonna swing my regular sword with advantage at the
All right,
echo.
so you're attacking Jarvis, but yeah. Okay, so you hit the echo, and it dissipates.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it dissipates, and you see the man. He looks to you while you're distracted by the echo, and he begins to charge up to the knight. And as you see him charge up to the knight, he takes out a javelin and tries to throw it at this man. But unfortunately for him, the javelin goes wide. As you see the sword that floats from behind the knight come up and block the javelin in between his face. You see that the Zentarum agent, Jarvis, he kind of steps back a little bit. And as he steps back, the sword rushes at him and attacks him. And let's see if it hits. Oh, yeah. And that is a hit. As he hits him for 19 points of damage. You see that the knight's eyes glow a blue fire out of his, like, the slits of the helmet. I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw. And Jarvis will have to as well. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. And he fails miserably, rolling a 6. You realize when you look at this knight, you can't move. You want to retreat his way as fast as possible. He turns to you, and the blue eyes, you feel as though he undid something towards you, as you start to feel as though your muscles relax a little bit. However, you see this individual right here. He starts shuffling back. And he says,
Are you death itself?
the knight says to him,
I may as well be young one. Flee this area and do not come here again.
you start to immediately see he starts shuffling back. And you see him as he's running. He puts his hands together, and you see a puff of smoke as he dissipates out of the vicinity. And all you see is the knight and you. What do?
I'm gonna try to walk up a little bit forward,
All right.
and I'll just stand right here and I'll say, I don't know who you are, but I thank you for saving my life. My
He
name
looks-
is Wool. What is your name, sir?
He says to you,
I have no name anymore. You may call me just a wandering knight, trying to find my purpose. It seems as though my sword had spoke to me. I'm looking for someone. A recent change of events has happened. Do you know a man by the name of Cypher?
Cypher. Now that you mention it, I've not met this person, but I've heard his name. My companions know of him. Although, it would appear, from what they said, he has been captured somewhere.
I will let you know that that rumor is untrue. This Cypher who you speak of is dead.
Dead.
I do
How
not
do you
know
know?
how the sword has spoken to me, as it no longer senses his soul in this plane.
I see, but if he's dead, why do you need to look for him?
you see his eyes glow blue. And he says,
That is a personal matter. However, there is something else I seek. Have you seen a bow with an eye?
A bow with an eye. Like, Wall starts thinking extremely hard. I'm afraid I don't think so. No, not to my recollection.
Well then, this eye that's been implanted in this bow, it is a cursed bow that should be destroyed immediately, as it comes from a different plane of existence, not from this realm.
I see.
give me a perception check. As you see the knight starts looking up, and around, as if he's surveying everywhere around him. So you don't hear anything, but the knight starts to look around, and he grabs the sword. And as he grabs the sword, you see him say to you,
It seems as though that man is bringing more people to come back. Do you think you could still fight?
To be honest with you, I'm extremely weakened right now. I have no more healing potions. To be blunt, I'm on
Also-
death's door.
That cut, it needs to be dealt with swiftly. However, I do not have the necessary ingredients to take care of it. Here,
Mm-hmm.
as he says here, you start to see he grabs the sword and he cuts the air. And as he cuts the air, nothing happens at first, but then after around a second, you start to see as if reality is warping into itself. And you see a portal open from the cut of the sword. When you look into the portal, it looks to be like it's inside somebody's house. He says to you, as he reaches his hand out,
we must go. It is not your day to die.
I trust you. Thank you.
and
I will
as yeah, we're gonna say,
And as I go in, I'll say, I will give you the information that I know of. But thank you for helping me. And I go inside the portal.
okay. And as you go inside the portal, you realize that you're standing in someone's house. And I'm going to put you on the map. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Where is Phandalin? There we go. It's nighttime. All right. And let me see if put a little stream on there. All right. So, we're gonna put you back. Let me know if you can see the screen. It's loading. But you are over here. Let me know if you can see the screen.
So far, it's loading.
Got it.
I'm dying.
Both you guys are dying. Cypher more so. He's about to be close to death than
Cypher's
you.
dead.
Not Cypher, yeah, Wall. Yeah, Cypher is dead. That's right. Cypher is dead.
Okay, yeah, that map loaded.
All right, so
Damn.
as the map loads and you come into contact, you see Krista as she drops her bag, what looks to be of like flowers and herbs and everything, and she begins to look left and right, and she immediately starts screaming out, and she's like,
What's going on? What are you doing here? Who is this man?
and she's looking at you as she's never seen you before. You
Oh.
see the knight
You go.
as he says,
It doesn't matter, Krista. You must heal him. He is wounded.
she immediately just runs to you and she starts looking at your wounds and looking at the blood that's profusely just dripping and dropping onto the floor. And she like sticks out her hands and she casts Cure Wounds on you. And you heal for 8 points. And you start to see that the wound heals up.
Thank you. My name is Woe. It's a pleasure to meet you. I was in a dire situation.
She looks left and right and she said, she kind of nods her head at you, but then she looks at the man, the knight, and she says,
What are you doing here? What? You can explain the details to me later, but did you find him?
The knight looks at her and he says,
I did. However, I don't know how to tell you this, Krista, but Cypher's soul is no longer on this plane.
you start to see as Krista, she drops down to the floor. And she says,
What? Libby had said something about Cypher going missing, but for him to die?
the knight. Yeah, what are you gonna say?
Wall is gonna put his hands on her shoulder. It seems you also knew this Cypher. He must have been a great person. I'm sorry for your loss.
You start to see a small little bit of tears come down from her eye. And she says to the knight,
Are you saying that there's no traces left of his actual body?
wait, actually, that's the knight's voice.
Are you saying that there's no actual traces of his body?
I'm afraid not. You see, Dawnbringer has told me that something incinerated his body. Krista, you do well to forget the ordeal. The sword chose him later for some unknown reason.
She turns to the knight and she says,
I didn't tell you. But he's become one of them. From that plane. He has the potential to shapeshift.
the knight's eyes glow blue. And he says,
Unfortunately, Krista, what's done is done. I must continue my journey to find those.
and you see Krista who cuts him off and she sticks up one hand and she says,
Wait, don't leave yet. Please.
you start to see Wall as she starts looking to the desk area. And she's looking at a scroll. And the knight turns to her and his eyes go blue again. And he says,
Krista, if you do what you're going to do, that man will have no choice but to live on that plane. He will be bounded to the hells. He will never come back here. Ever. Are you sure you want to do that?
she looks down and she says,
He may be our only hope. For you. To defeat him.
the knight you start to see the floating sword go back into his his hilt. And he says,
If you decide to do what you're going to do, you know where to find me. As for you, do you know what fate means?
Fate. To be fate is perhaps a purpose, an inevitability, but it's something that we are binded to, our ultimate destiny on the path that we walk. That is what I think of when I think of fate.
Then you have a good understanding. Tread
Perhaps,
well. There's
perhaps
much to this
that
land that's going on than what you think.
I don't know what journey you seek, but I wish you well as well. I can tell you're a man of honor, and I thank you again for saving me. Please, let me give you some gold as compensation. And I have one more question, if I might ask you.
Speak.
You told me that this cipher was not among the living anymore. There was another friend of theirs. As I told you, my companions, Alora and Zeno, knew them. Another one by the name of Grizzly, I believe. Is he alive or dead as well?
Unfortunately, I do not know these names.
I see. Hopefully, the
Only
other...
of Cypher through Krista.
I see. Well, I will be able to, unfortunately, have to bring them the bad news. But nonetheless, please be safe on your journey, and if you need any assistance, do not hesitate to ask. As I said, my name is Wool. I'm currently staying in Fendelin, helping those two out on their adventures.
It is unfortunate that the sword did not choose you, as you would be a good ally against my fight.
Well,
However,
if fate is to believe to be anything, then it simply was part of that fate. For whatever reason it may be, the one reason that saved my life because of you, perhaps you will find another ally even more worthy than I am.
I will leave you with two things. Heed my words. Tread carefully on the path you've chosen. Actions have consequences, and the echoes of your decision will shape your fate. Remember to act not out of vengeance or rage, but with rational thought and a clear mind. Therein lies the strength that you will carry through and through. The last thing I will say to you.
and you see him shift the horse towards the portal a little bit as he's about to go through it. And the horse is like halfway through it as he says to you. And you start to hear the sound of footsteps. It looks like it's about to and you start to see some torches as well from the other side of where you just were, as it does seem like some of the people are starting to come. And he says,
Causality, the thread that weaves the tapestry of our lives. You cannot step on the same river twice, for fresh waters are always flowing in. Every choice you make sends ripples through the universe, altering the course of destiny.
and with that, he goes through the portal. And the portal dissipates.
What a wise individual he is.
You hear the sound of someone behind the door who immediately rushes in. And she says,
Who the heck was that? Auntie Krista, who? Oh, Hello, my name's Libby.
Hello, young one. My name is Wool. It's a pleasure to meet you.
She looks over and she says,
A pleasure to meet you too. Libby, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be asleep. Well, Chris, I was just listening in. I heard a wong sound from the main area, and I wanted to check what it was. It woke me up. But looks like we have an interesting individual here, and well, I'll be going back to bed. Well,
Funny kid you have there.
Yes, she's my niece. Well, sorry, Will, for all of this confusion that you may have. Now, I must ask you, please, get some rest for tonight, and hopefully you don't end up in... I'll ask you later about the events what transpired.
Yes,
But
I need
for now, you need to get some rest.
You're right. I need to recover my strength. And then I need to head either to Phandalin or where my friends were at last.
You are in Phandalin, actually.
Wall's eyes, widen. Wait, really? Oh. I did. Oh, well, okay then. That solves that problem. Huh.
Yes.
Yeah, well, maybe my friends might be here.
Let's
Have
just
you...
say my friend has a very special ability, as he seems to get around easily.
So it would seem. Definitely the most interesting fellow I've met in my life, I'll say that much. But, yeah. Then, since you live in Phandalin, do you know if Zeno or Alora came back to the village?
I do not know, actually.
and during this time, the camera shifts towards Zeno, Alora. Let me put Ema on the map. Ema and Vin, and I'll control Vin. So Vin looks around and he says to Alora and Zeno, he looks over and he says to you guys,
Now, my eyes aren't playing tricks on me. But is there a bright light emanating from Krista's house?
As he says that, Zeno coughs up a little bit of blood. Yeah, looks like it.
Well, we need to get you immediate assistance. Let's go now.
Right.
and you see Alora, she says the same thing. That's quite odd. And you guys, go to Krista's house as Alora is actually going to take Ema to the Stonehill Tavern. To meet up with Rofor. As Vin knocks on the door wall, you hear a knock on the door, and Krista turns around, and the light dissipates that was emanating from the portal. And let me go ahead and she opens the door. As she sees you guys, she looks left and right. She looks at you, Zeno, and you start seeing. She's looking at you in this bluish color around the scars of where you received from the blue slide are starting to pulsate a little bit, and it looks as though what's seeping into you looks almost alive. And she puts her hand to her mouth and she kind of gasps a little bit.
What happened? Zeno?
Sorry about this, Krista. I know you told me to be careful, especially after I got rid of my curse, but it seems like I got attacked by a blue sled, and yeah, I don't feel very good right now.
Vin, what happened? You kind of see Vin as he says,
Not the moment to talk right now. Krista, we have to aid him. I've used up all of my my powers for today. Unfortunately, I cannot assist as of right now.
Krista turns to you and she says, she tells you, she beckons you guys to come into the house. And you guys do see Wall as well.
Oh, Ven and Zeno. What a coincidence.
My brother. And Zeno kind of gives him a hug, but a weak hug because he's dying right now. You look better before. What happened to you?
It was, I'd say my hunch turned out to be correct in some ways. Those people I trailed were definitely bad. After I followed them for a few hours, they attacked me. They almost killed me, but I was saved by, a nameless knight who sent me here. It's thanks to him I owe him my life. And of course, Krista here as well. I was healed by hers. I know this may be abrupt, but... Well, first of all, is Alora alright? How did your job go?
We completed it, but we do have a problem. But, we rescued the woman who was being kidnapped. We found out there was incest hillbilly family that was committing these kidnaps. We killed all of them except for one of the sisters or something that she got away. And there's this blue slat that's outside that's still wreaking havoc. We might have to get on that soon.
Then we should recover our strength. You did great.
Is a blue slat running around?
Yeah, we weren't able to finish it off. It was too much for us. And once it hit me, I kept getting weaker. Not from his attacks, but just I felt weaker.
Well, I have to heal you immediately because if you do let it linger, you'll turn into one of them, but your color would be different. Please, move to the side.
She begins to, she sticks out her hands and she places it like right on, you, and she looks around and she says to you,
"This will only take a moment."
She begins to pray a little bit as you start to see her hands glow as she touches you, and you start to see that the bluish entity starts to flow outside of you, and then all of a sudden you start to see that it turns into a white light and it dissipates, and you start feeling a little bit better at this moment. And she says to you,
"It's done."
and she just casted Lesser Restoration on you.
Oh, that the color's gone in. I feel better. I think with some rest, I think I should be able to heal up fully.
She bows down and she says,
"It's unfortunate that you succumb to this. But I will say, and I don't mean to ask this with all the... I told you to be safe, but it seems as though that this is going to keep happening. And would you mind just procuring 25 gold pieces for the healing?"
That is completely fine, Krista. You've saved my life twice now. Can't say no to that.
and it looked like she really didn't want to ask you that, but yeah, she mustered it up.
Right. It's okay, Krista. And Zeno kind of looks in his pouch and notices we don't have any gold coins. So he pulls out 3 platinum pieces and says, "Here, you can keep the extra 5 for yourself."
Yeah. So she takes it and she says to you, she bows down.
"May Taimura keep you safe."
Thank you. Can I ask for a favor? We're probably gonna have to go up against that beast again soon. Do you have anything that can help with the effects of that beast?
Give me a second. I may be able to. Let me check my scrolls.
she looks to you and she says,
Do you guys have a healer in the mix in your party? Or, I believe Grizzly may be able to also cast this as well. I'm going to give you a lesser a lesser restoration scroll. It's going to be a little costly though. Would you mind paying 40 gold pieces for it? You may need a few, but it's up to you.
That's fine. And Zeno takes out four platinum pieces and hands it to her.
Okay? Good.
yeah, it's gonna cost, yeah, spell times level, yeah. So for 2 of them, it's gonna cost 40 gold pieces. Yeah, spell. I'm looking at Adventures League's rates, how they usually charge for this shit. So, yeah, okay. So yeah, that's gonna, yeah. So she's gonna give you 2 of those, and hopefully 3 people don't get diseased.
Oh, our boy Vin here. He might be able to help.
Oh my god. By the time you go back, I don't think Vin's gonna be there. Vin's got some other stuff he gotta do. Vin turns towards Wall and he says to Wall,
So what did you find out about the cart, the caravan? Also, how did you get here so fast? You got here faster than us.
Well, it's a bit of a long story, but I'll tell you what I know. And basically, that cart, I was following it for a few hours. And they claimed to be heading towards Waterdeep. They were taking a roundabout direction. At some point, they actually attacked me with a ballista, killing the horse. I tried to escape from them. One of them caught up to me, and it was a tough battle. To be honest with you, I almost didn't make it, but an associate of Krista showed up. Surprisingly, or rather, it was surprising to me. A nameless knight with great power and radiance, an era of justice. He saved my life, although the individual got away, and he was able to bring me here to recover. He also
Krista
told me
turns
some
to you.
things.
Krista turns to you and she begins to shake her head.
And
As it like very like subtly as Zeno and Vin are looking at you, she begins to shake her head as you say like he begins to tell me something.
Anyway, yeah, it was quite something.
Zeno and Cypher, roll a deception check. Zeno, roll a insight check.
Should Wall do it too?
Yeah, I keep saying Cypher. Yeah, well, I'll do it. Yeah, I keep saying.
Sorry,
you gotta let it go, man. We
sorry,
loved him too, man. We gotta let him go.
Yeah, we loved him. Sure.
Insight check, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Wall. Fuck. Yeah, well, I'll count that as it's supposed. I wanted you to give me a deception check because you're but it doesn't matter. I'll count it anyway. You got 23. You got 23 with it, so I'll count the roll anyway. Because I think you have a. Let me see your thing with it.
You know what?
Deception.
I mean, we're not calm anymore. I'm assuming we're gonna take a long rest after this. I don't know if I'm metagaming. Can I use lucky?
No. So.
Oh
yeah,
man.
No lucky with this one.
I have no modifiers on deception.
Because you're not taking if you're taking a long rest, it'll be the next day. It's not gonna be this day. That's how I do it. Well, you still have lucky. Oh, you still have lucky though.
Yeah, I know.
I thought you said you're out of lucky because you said you want to take a long rest. Yeah,
No,
sure.
I'm saying if we're going to take a long rest, I still have lucky. I might as well use it. Why not, right?
Yeah. So go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, the funny thing is that if I get a 20, we still match a 23. That's my modifier.
Yeah. Well, he got a 20 actually because he doesn't have a modifier with deception. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
No, I guess I could beat him. Let's go.
You could potentially.
Let's go.
Go get it, man. Get that big number. There you go.
It worked for the first time.
Vin
Lucky
failed as
number
well.
7.
So you guys completely believe, what he's saying. You kind of feel like, Wall was talking a little bit, like, he kind of cut himself mid off sentence, and you thought really nothing about it as he started to sway the conversation to a different area.
And I'm just gonna say, in any event, we should definitely recover our strength and deal with the matters at hand. But I'm happy to see you guys are all fine.
Vin says to you,
So it seems as though that those people were probably part of the whole slave trading thing that was going on, with the woman being kidnapped, I'm assuming. From what I heard from the front.
I couldn't confirm it myself, but you may have been correct based on how they acted towards me.
And if you said they were headed towards Waterdeep, that brings a matter of concern. I'm going to have to report to Neverember this incident. To know that they were in this territory.
Though, as I said, they did change their direction. They could still have gone to Waterdeep, but it would have been a different direction, longer.
As they would have assumed to do so. It is a big caravan after all.
Indeed. Definitely.
Well then,
People, they should be on their eye for it.
glad to see you. Even though you're a little bit wounded, I'm assuming from the ballista and the fight that you had with them. Glad to see you here, Cypher. Cypher. Fucking Wall.
It's okay. I know you loved Cypher too. Everyone did here.
Fucking hated Cypher. Alright, so he begins to bow to you guys and he says, I'll be gone for a few days. Hopefully I make it back in time before any other events happen. In the meantime, hopefully Grizzly and Cypher eventually show up. You all take well.
You guys say anything?
You
to him before he
too.
leaves?
You too.
Be safe, Ben. Be safe.
All right.
Take care, Vin. Thanks for the help.
He nods to you and he says,
Hopefully this blue slide problem won't be let's say a bigger problem when the time comes around.
We'll try to take care of it as soon as we can once we get everybody together.
all right, so Vin is going to Neverwinter to tell Neverember about the caravan that's coming from Waterdeep. That's going on. So at this particular moment, Krista turns to you all and she says,
Well then, glad you're safe for now, the both of you. Please take care of yourselves and avoid any type of diseases like that again. With your cut, and you, Zeno, with your... It seems as though everything that hits you wants you to turn into something.
Looks like it, Chris. I'm sorry, but I don't really have anything to stop it. That's what I asked for those 2 scrolls. Maybe our
Not
team
a
members
problem.
can take care of it. When the
Well,
time
if you have
comes.
any other scrolls and you need some, let me know that deal with healing matter. I do sell them, and I'm always willing to give them out, as that's what my aunt would want, Sister Gabrielle.
I appreciate
But-
it.
Please take care, guys, and good night.
Good night, Krista. Thank you again for your help.
all right, so what are you guys doing?
I'm actually gonna, before I leave, I'm gonna go and talk to Krista real quick. One last thing. And I say, yeah, good. So I go and I say, by the way, Krista, I could tell there's some things you didn't want me to let them know. I do want to respect your privacy, so what would you like me to keep confidential?
She says to you, she bows down. She says to you,
I don't think it's necessary for them to know what happened to Cypher just yet. I'd rather it come from... He said Cypher isn't here, but if Cypher's not here, that means Grizzly's still here. As he didn't say... Actually, I don't know, actually. The knight didn't tell me.
He said that Cypher was dead and that his body was incinerated. There were no remains, and his soul was on this plane.
Hmm.
Do you truly think it's not wise to at least let them know? I don't think anyone else could tell them. At least it'll
She
give them a
puts her
chance to
hand.
grieve.
She puts her hand on her lip a little bit, sort of like pondering. She says,
I would say it should probably come from someone else's mouth. Let's wait a few days.
Very well, but I do want to say that
Give me a second. Let me try something.
sure,
at this moment, she begins to. You start to see that she goes over in this one particular area, and she goes to like her room, and she tells you to wait there. As she closes the door, and as you're waiting, the camera shifts to Grizzly. Give me a second. Let me pull up. Let's see. All right. All right. Can you guys see the screen? See the map?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Grizzly, as you guys escaped under the canopy of the night, you realized that you needed to take a break for a little bit from walking. Kane hasn't said a word since the events that transpired. As you are waiting and Kane is on the edge of the deck, looking out into the stars. I don't think it matters if you fell or not. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, yeah. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you fell or not, since you have true sight. Not true sight. Oh yeah, fuck it. You just. So you immediately sense that this eye, it looks like, and you don't know where it came from, is staring at you. And then because you immediately resist it, it dissipates away. As it feels as though someone is trying to look for you. What do?
I'm gonna stare right where the eye was and make sure that it's gone. And then I'm gonna proceed to Kane to let him know that we're being watched.
All right. So, as you proceed to Kane, you do see him standing at the edge, not looking at you. And once again, still looking. It looks as though he's breathing a little bit heavily right now. And as you stop right there, he sticks out his hand as he turns around as he's looking at you. And he says to you,
Don't come closer.
what do you do?
Kane, is it the bow? Is it trying to get you to feed?
He says to you,
Just stay back.
and you start to realize that this had never happened to you. As you realize there's embers that's starting to fly around Kane. And you start to see some of the deck gets on fire. And as he's holding the bow, it's starting to completely absorb into him. What do you say or do?
Kane, you have to resist it. You can't give in to that thing yet.
He says to you, Grizzly, as he yells out and says,
I'm sorry. I already have.
and you start, as he yells at you, you see the fire burns brighter and brighter as you start to see that it's becoming way too hot for even you to get towards. And he begins to yell extremely loud. As he yells out, he gives this agonizing cry as the fire starts to flake off his skin. And as he yells, you start to see immediately that the fire envelops him and it surrounds him. And he looks at you, and it almost looks like a somber look at you, as if he's not regretting what he just did. And as this intense scene is happening, all of a sudden, you hear a shockwave. Give me a dexterity check to see if you fall prone. All right, so you kind of do fall a little prone on the floor from the shockwave. And as the shockwave occurs, the fire dims down into Kane. And Kane dissipates into thin air. As the fire burns and dims as well. And Kane is no longer in front of you. What do you do?
Him and Kane, it didn't have to be this way.
As you ponder and look back at the events that transpired, you start to realize that Kane accepted the bow. He didn't resist. He didn't even try to fight it. He willingly accepted the invitation that the bow gave to him. When you come back, you see everything that Kane left for you as you check the inventory there. If you double click on it, you'll be able to see Kane left you the Great Axe, Zeno's Great Axe, the Pole of Collapsing, the Potion of Healing. A lot of those potions are the ring, ciphers, headband of wisdom, a few spell scrolls, and a few throwing daggers. And you can take it all. And Grizzly, as that occurred, you start to hear some shuffling from the trees. And it sounds like someone is moving from tree to tree. I'm assuming you would have your great axe ready, right? From Kane. And as it emerges from the tree, you start to see a man with an undeniable cloak that looks as though he's part of the cult of the dragon. And he stands on top of this pillar right here with his arms folded. And he says to you, actually, not that guy. I brought the wrong person. It's supposed to be this person right here. Sorry. There we go. And he says to you, Ah, a moment of your time. You're with the Band of Cain, are you not? Do you say
And
anything?
you? What are you? Oh, I said I was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't hear you. So he says, good, good. You see, we saw the events that transpired earlier. With Neverwinter attacking the Band of Cain. I'm assuming that you and the other man. He starts looking left and right. Where's the other one?
He's gone.
Hmm.
For good.
Unfortunate. However, he begins to bow towards you, and he says, how should I put it? An enemy of an enemy is my friend. I have an offer for you if you're willing to take it.
Speak. I'm damned enough already. Can't get worse.
Well, it can only get better on your behalf. You see, we need you. And then when I need you, you seem to be a man of skill and, how do I say? Looks as though you know your way around with the weapon. What do you think of revenge?
Revenge, you say?
And you
What's
can't
the
tell
point?
from his. Oh, okay, yeah. You can't tell from his mouth. You can't tell his facial expression as he. You kind of see like when you say that, like revenge. What's the point? He kind of like shifts his head a little bit upward, piquing his curiosity.
Revenge doesn't bring the dead back. Revenge doesn't give you hope. It simply leaves you an empty husk.
So you're saying you would just let all those people who fought for you die without at least a speck of blood in your favor?
Grizzly's gripping onto the amulet that Arya dropped. He looks at the figure. A drop of blood. It would dishonor the memory of someone important to me. A final wish.
That is quite unfortunate. However, I will leave you with this paper. In the negotiation, expect there to be 5,000 gold pieces for the head of 3 Neverwinter militants. Your skills are exceptional, but I'll leave you with a little bit of information. The first general, a man by the name of Guthard the Relentless. The second, the commander Daria the Executioner. And the third, as you start to see his head narrows a little bit towards you, Isaac Hawkins. All working under Dagger Neverember and all. If you choose to change your mind, come to the waterfall by Umbridge Hill. Around this time at midnight. We'll know when you're over there. Is that your final decision? Just to be sure.
See what tomorrow brings.
Hopefully tomorrow brings the true and right answer. He begins to bow to you, and he says, we will take our leave for now. and you notice that he's speaking in plural. And as he bows, you start to see that he retreats once again into the forest, and you start to hear multiple footsteps jumping off of branch and branch, as if there were multiple people around you. And as you're left there, you start to, Grizzly right now is just pondering the events that's happening. What is Grizzly thinking right now?
Damn it, Kane, you couldn't leave me a length of rope. Be the easiest way out of this.
Ooh, that's heavy. So, as at this moment, are you going to head back to Phandalin?
Were the cultists heading back towards the fortress?
No, they're heading back towards, from what you can tell, one of the men jumped, and he looks like he's heading back to almost like towards the way Umbridge Hill is, where the Dwarven excavation site is.
I guess I'll make my way back to Phandalin then.
Okay. So as you gather your goods and get ready to leave, you begin to hear another set of footsteps. And out of the trees, you see a woman. And she says to you,
Grizzly?
and you see it's Drethna. And you also see Leon as well, standing next to her, as he comes out from the bush as well, holding his sword left and right. Drethna. Yeah, what are you going to say?
I was just acknowledging her presence.
She turns to you and she says,
Grizzly, you alright?
All right. All right.
What's wrong?
Drethna, I want to see the world burn. I want to see Neverember hanging from a gibbet. I want to see Isaac staked on the ground with his innards spread for the vultures.
Grizzly, I don't know who those people are. What happened?
He killed them. He killed them all.
you see Leon, he steps up. So Grizzly, are you alright?
No.
What happened?
The forces of Neverwinter found the mercenaries that were taking care of me.
I see.
They were all not much more than children, and Isaac killed them all. Innocent and soldier alike.
You see Drethna looking at Leon, as if when you said children, she was looking at him as well. She turns to you and she says,
Grizzly, your friends are looking for you. They're worried about you.
He spits on the ground at that. What friends?
you start to see she opens her mouth and she wants to say something to you, but she doesn't know what to say. Leon looks over and he doesn't say anything as well. And he says to you, actually, he musters up. So Grizzly, who was those men you were talking to? I saw multiple of them, actually. But only one of them spoke to you.
I can't be sure, but I think they're associated with the cult.
Drethna steps up at this moment and she says,
You're talking about the Cult of the Dragon?
Yes.
The same one that the orcs are going head to head with.
Yes.
Why did they offer you that? Anything? What happened?
They saw what happened to the mercenaries. They offered me a chance for revenge.
And you took it?
No.
She almost looks extremely relieved. And she says to you,
Will you take it?
I don't know.
her and Leon both look at each other and then they stare back at you. She says,
The court, they have been picking up orcs and taking them back to the dwarven excavation site. Dead orcs that have been killed from all around. Are you aware of this?
Yes. Yes, I am.
And you would still do business with people like that?
I don't know. If this had been before, what transpired at the fortress could have given you an absolute answer.
Grizzly, there has to be a better way.
Unless you can bring back the dead. What way is there?
they both look at each other and you start to see Drethna. She says,
Surprisingly, it was a possibility for us anchorites. But, as we all know, Revivify. Talos gave us those powers. However, since we no longer worship Talos, I had my abilities, and so did Leon, taken away shortly after I met you in my boar form. We're more than simple commoners now. It's unfortunate what happened, but we need to learn to move on and take what memories we have of the loved ones and cherish them. Will you be all right?
Take it one day at a time.
Good. Also, I'm not sure if you're aware, but the hobgoblins are gathering, and so are the orcs. It looks as though soon they'll be able to strike. They're starting to get more supplies and goods from caravans and their assaults. I'm not sure if you had a plan for this, but I just wanted to let you know.
I see. Well,
In the meantime, please take care, Grizzly.
you as well. I'll be heading back to Phandalin, at least for a short while.
she nods, and so does Leon as well. And you start to see Drethna. She starts walking, and as she turns from you, and Leon, like, he takes a step forward, walking towards Drethna. He looks at you for a bit, then he looks down at the floor, and he says to you, Grizzly, Did they take away someone extremely dear to you? Like how Ariel was taken away from me?
Yes. Yes. Yes, he did.
I see. And also, I forgot that girl's name is not Ariel. Ariel is the other Fiddix girl.
She was the
Yeah.
storyteller
Yeah,
one.
she was the storyteller. Yeah. I forgot the other one's name. But yeah, so he nods to you and he says, I understand. I didn't know what to do as well when that event transpired. I wanted to kill every single one of my family members. But thanks to Falcon, I didn't get to that place. Be well, Grizzly. And he turns and starts walking with Drefna as they go back into the forest. And so right now you're heading back to Phandalin, is that right? After a while, after you gain a sense of yourself and you get ready to pack up?
Yeah. Well, we'll head back to Phandalin.
All right. So give me a second. As we go back to Phandalin. Because it's going to take you a few days. And while all of this transpired, the blue slat and all of this stuff happened many days before this whole situation with you. So give me a second. As we go back. And all right, so while you have left, so okay, so while in Zeno, as you're walking, you see Jack, and he's looking at you, and he says, "Hey man, come here a second." Do you acknowledge him?
Yeah, they don't acknowledge him.
He sticks out two hands and he's like, "You guys been back for a while. Where's Cypher? He's supposed to give me the flower."
We don't know. Cypher was captured by bandits or mercenaries, really. We're not sure if he's dead or alive.
Give me a second. I did not put the thing on to activate. There we go. I was just like, there we go. I've been talking. Right there. I was like, yeah, I've been talking.
I
Just
just know it's
in
like
my-
small screen stuff.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
so, yeah, you see, he says, he's like, "Oh, damn it." Ugh. Well then, I guess if you got anything you want to give me, just let me know. But I was looking really forward to, just, and he starts to lick his lips, just, get some of that good stuff. What about Grizzly? He around? He starts looking left and right.
And then Zeno kind of looked at him and was like, same deal as Cypher. We don't know.
Oh, damn it. Anyways, I'll be around whenever you need me.
Thanks, Tojen. We appreciate it. But I'm going to go ahead and rest for the night.
Yeah, not a problem. Take care. All right. So as you walk in, you see Ema hugging onto Roll4, and you see, Alora smiling with her arms crossed as she's immediately saying, like, she's profusely, like, apologizing to Roll4, and Roll4's like, "Ema, don't worry about it. It's fine. We'll take care. We'll tell Harbin about the horses some other time. In the meantime, I'm just glad you're safe. Anyway, look." He turns to the rest of you three, and he says, "I can't thank you guys so much more than what I have. Here, take this. You guys deserve it." And he gives you, not sure if you guys take it, but he does give you guys 200 gold pieces. And he gives you a potion of healing. And he also gives you a oil of slipperiness And I'm gonna put that. I don't know who wants to take it, or if you guys want to take it, that's up to you. What do you guys want to do?
I guess Zeno will take it.
Okay. Yeah, Zeno's like, I'll take that shit. I'm not gonna reject that. So yeah, add 200 gold to your inventory, and I'm gonna put the oil of slipperiness in your inventory as well, and the potion of greater healing actually.
And as he hands him this gold, he says, "Well, you didn't have to, but I'll graciously accept it. However, if you're gonna give me this gold, I might as well use it to spend it on everybody here." So Zeno kind of looks over at goddamn, I
Toblin.
forgot his name already.
Toblin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toblin. And he's like, "Buy everyone around here on me."
And you see everybody, they start like, they raise their mugs up, and you see Freya, she immediately jumps up and she says,
Aren't you a good one? Thank you, lad. I appreciate it.
Of course.
and let me put that in your inventory. So let me go and grab that the slipperiness.
Yeah, and just let me know how much gold I just spent on that.
I'm pretty sure you're not buying people Dragon's Breath Ale, so that's probably just going to be like 4 gold pieces.
I assume not many people drink Dragon Breath.
Yeah. So,
all right, I'll take off the 4 gold pieces.
yeah, it's like 4 gold pieces for everybody. It's like half a gold for some decent. You bought them at least decent, good ale.
I'm gonna buy Dragon's Breath Ale for myself.
This
Wall's
guy
like,
said I'm going back for seconds.
It's like he's gonna try. He's like,
Oh my god. So let me see. So I'll put the oil of slipperiness. I'm gonna give you got 4 greater healing potions. You have okay. So yeah, that. It's funny. It's how I realized like Grizzly got so much magic items now. He's like, hell yeah, I'll take this stuff. Cypher doesn't need it. We've got a ring of protection, a headband. Okay, and let's see. So got that, and I said you put 200 gold pieces in your inventory, right? Zeno?
Yeah, I put 200 gold pieces and I took out 4.
Okay, cool.
Oh, and just as a reminder, the 2 spell scrolls for less restoration.
Yeah. Let me put that in too. Yeah,
Hmm?
because you bought that.
I forgot. We've established that only spellcasters can use scrolls, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This is not like Divinity. I mean, not Divinity. Fucking Baldur's Gate 3, where
Yeah, I just wanted to
everybody.
make sure.
So I don't know. Like, apparently, I think it's up to the DM, but
In previous editions, there used to be a skill called Use Magic Item.
Really? I
Yeah.
remember that in 2nd edition.
And that
Really?
that
That's
was
interesting.
that would allow rogues, bards, other classes to use things that they typically wouldn't with a skill check.
I know anyone can use wands in 5e. That's a given. Anyone can use wands. So okay, yeah, any creature that can understand the written language of the scroll. So it's got to be a certain. Yeah, so I'm gonna say it attunes to. Yeah, like fighters can't use it. Like, but I know anyone can use wands. Like a fighter can use a magic, wand of magic missile or wand of healing or whatever. But yeah, like scrolls, no. As it does say in the DMG, yeah, it has to be a creature that understands the scroll. Attempt to activate it. Okay. It's funny when they get the rating like that.
It says on the scrolls it has to be on your spell list.
Yeah.
To be able to use it.
Yeah. Which is funny. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so you got the oral slippiness and everything. So you guys are, as you guys are enjoying and relaxing throughout the night, you see Freya as this is going on. Alora's sitting next to Don John, And you see Freya, she begins to get into the middle of the bar, and she looks around and she looks at you two for a little bit, and she turns to Zeno and she says,
Well, I took a look down there and, well, you said that, the Dwarven excavation site where Beatrix died. I didn't seem to find anything. However, do you know a place where there's a good gravesite I can make around here? I wanted to
Would
build
Zeno
him a
know
burial.
this? Our character would Zeno know this?
probably not. Probably Toblin would, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want me to roll like a history check or a disadvantage, something like that, or just assume
no,
I don't know
you
anything.
wouldn't. Yeah, you would probably like tell her to like ask Toblin or somebody where she knows that she can build a grave. That's not,
Okay.
that wouldn't be
Then yeah, let's go with that assumption.
Yeah.
Just ask the barkeep.
I guess so. She turns to you and she says,
Oh, okay. I'll ask Toblin then. Maybe he knows a good place where no one can disturb him. Well, it's not like I have a body anyway, huh? I just wanted to make a memorial for him. He did a lot of good, especially in Gauntlgrim. I'm glad you were his friend.
I wish I got to go on more adventures with him.
As did I. But hopefully we get to kick those bastards in the eye, right?
Of course, they'll get theirs.
And I'll be there when it happens.
You'll be the first one I call.
I appreciate that.
and she goes back to the bar. And as that's happening, you begin to hear Ace as he's murmuring something to to Bing. And he looks at you, Zeno, and Ace says to you,
Hey, Zeno, quick question.
you know anything about Halia?
Not much that anyone else knows. Why?
You see, he kind of shakes his head a little bit, and he crosses his arms, and you kind of see him, he's like lounging a little bit back with the seat, and he says, it was about like midnight or so, around a few days ago. I thought I saw her. She just kind of left the miners' exchange, and she just went into the forest by herself.
Has she come back?
It seems as though she was there. Cassandra checked the other day, and yeah, she sold her some gems, and but apparently I've been catching her do it every now and then. You don't know anything's going on? You know, the woods are kind of dangerous at nighttime around this time, especially around Phandalin, with everything that's been going on lately.
No, I wouldn't, but I am a little worried about her. What do you think we should do?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think you probably need to be worried about her as much as you probably need to be worried about yourself. Seems as though she was carrying like a little knife or dagger or something. It looks as though she was well prepared, and she was also dressed up a little bit in, I think, black. Not that I ever saw her look like that. Until
Black.
recently. But it could just be, you know, anything else. She may go hunting or something. I don't know. But hunting at night is, yeah, I don't know. I may just be talking out my ass.
Well, do you think it's worth investigating at least? Maybe we follow her, see what's going on?
He sticks up two hands and he says, I'm getting a little bad feeling about it myself, but you say the word and I'll try to do what I can do best.
Well, for now, let's see what happens. But if you see that again, let me know, and then we'll decide what happens then. I don't know. Maybe I might ask her directly, but maybe be better to follow her. Not sure yet.
Ask her directly why she's been going out.
Yeah,
Let's be
why
honest
not?
with you. Like, how well do you know Halia?
I mean, I did save her life once, so I think I know her well enough, I guess.
You think just like that, she's just gonna tell you everything?
Well, Ace, I'm a very persuasive guy.
An eyebrow goes up as you say this to him, and his mouth kind of opens slightly open, as if he wants to ask you something, but he doesn't. And he kind of just shakes his head.
And then Zenokon puts his arm around Ace and says, "Listen, here's the thing about women. Sometimes they can be persuaded in other ways." And then Zenokon looks at Cassandra and looks back at Ace and says, "Well, maybe you can always try this trick on Cassandra."
Trick? He kind of just shakes his head and he says, yeah, saying tricks, I don't think that's something I want to be doing.
Well, don't think it was a trick then. Think of it as a tip. A helpful tip.
See. And you can notice that Cassandra's not even looking your way as Don John is telling her the most ridiculous story she's ever heard as a sweat drop is on her head. This time around, you hear it's about a sandwich that he ate in the middle of the night, which gave him really bad diarrhea. So, as this is going on, you guys, you see, you see Teresa and Zeno. You see Teresa looking at you as well, and she smiles a bit at you guys. And give me 1 second as you guys are looking at her. And where is because we're about to go into some downtime activities soon because you guys need to, like, any type of upgrades or anything that you guys did, that'll be done in a second as there's going to be a good amount of time that passes by.
Gotta get all my shit.
Yeah, you got to get all your shit. And I'm not sure if while you have any interesting upgrades you want to do to any of your weapons, you could do that too. So, give me a second. So, what would I add that one? So you see Teresa as she's strumming her lute, and she looks over to you guys and she says,
Ah, a moment, you two. What do you guys do?
He walks over because Zenon's kind of has talking to Teresa before, so it's like,
Yeah.
Hey, Teresa, it's been a while.
I come to. Hello?
She turns to you and she says, first time seeing you. You may call me Teresa. And your name?
My name is Wool. It's nice to meet you.
Indeed. You see, I've called you too. And Tia as well, I was asking her. Have you guys ever seen a golden string around Phandalin? If you haven't, that's fine. It's part of my loot. I'm missing part of it, but I managed to still play even so without it.
I don't think I have.
Same here.
I see. Well, the last place I remember putting it, and sort of when I missed it, was over by the Neverwinter Woods. Have you ever heard of a place called Dragon's Barrow?
No, but, well, I should say no. I haven't been there myself. There was a quest on the board I wanted to take, but everybody else wanted to, look into this disappearance of these, women.
Well, the women did seem more important, wouldn't you say so?
They are, but I was really curious about what's going on in Dragonsboro.
Not much, I would assume. But I didn't explore it myself, but I know that is where I last could have lost it. And when I went to sleep, I'm pretty sure the morning I woke up, I grabbed my loot. However, after an hour and two of walking, and I wanted to start playing, that's when I finally realized that it was gone, as if someone plucked it from my loot itself. If you're ever in that area, and you manage to find it, please take it back here and I will reward you very greatly for doing so.
Sure, Teresa. I don't mind. If we stumble upon it, I'll bring it back to you.
Yes, I shall.
Thank you. Well,
She begins to go back playing with her loot, and you see Tia. She asks you to.
so how did the adventure go? Looks like you guys did pretty good.
Well, Zeno kind of looks at Will and says, "Well, I don't know what this guy's been up to. Let's just say he got separated from the group, but he's back safe. We ended up completing our mission, our quest or task. We did save Imma, but we didn't finish off the family or the monster. So that might have to be something we have to take care of soon."
There were family and monsters. Obviously.
Yeah, some blue slad just roaming about that we need to take care of.
Then we probably need to take care of it quickly, whenever we have the time.
Of
I'll be willing to
course.
help if that's the case.
Oh, I greatly appreciate Tia.
Oh dear,
Thank
it's been a
you.
long time since we've been on a journey together.
Yeah, I miss being on quest with you.
Same here.
And as that is going on, you guys are conversing throughout the night. Here's what I want. So we're gonna take a 15. Let's do a 20-minute break right here, and whatever. And I think Matt, you're not really in this because well, you get your 2 silver hand axes back, but any upgrades that you wanted to do, you're more than welcome to do so. And did you ever send me that list, Sandy, of all the upgrades that you wanted?
Yeah, I think I typed in the chat. Let me scroll up. Pretty sure I
Need
did.
to look at it,
I feel like I did.
because you should put it on your weapon.
Oh,
That way,
okay,
you
I
know.
got it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's at
I'll post it again. You posted
All
it.
right. Yep.
Yeah,
Let me just
yeah,
copy and paste that.
gotcha.
There you go.
Appreciate it.
Mhm.
All right, so cardinal, and this is for your what did you give him?
So I gave him a great axe, and that's gonna be upgrade with critical sharpened and brutal. And then my armor upgrade, breastplate, that's gonna be spiked.
Okay.
And I paid him already from last session.
Okay.
Yep. So it's just a matter of just editing my, you know.
Yeah,
inventory.
so I'll edit it. So yeah, let's just take a 20-minute break. And Nahum, I don't know if you want to upgrade anything, like your armor or your.
I wouldn't mind upgrading things as long as because I'm new to the group there. Like if they're fine with me using gold to upgrade myself. But if my priority would be like probably making my weapons stronger.
What can you do with yours? So it's a +1 right now. Since it's a +1, you can't really add sharpened. Oh, it's wait, no, critical is sharpened. So it crits on a 19 or 20. You can make it brutal, and that's gonna cost you. Since I'm already gonna say it's already got a +1 upgrade on this one, so that's gonna be.
Should be
So
1,000,
it's all
I
tier
think,
1.
right?
Yeah, I
tier?
think yeah. Is it second tier? Because the first one is first tier. Sharpen is. I'm not sure what you want. No, I'm like, have you taken a look at it?
I know, but sharpened was the one where if I get a 19, it's also a crit, right?
Yeah.
And what was brutal?
Brutal is that if you roll the max damage, you get to roll the die again a second time.
Exploding dice, basically.
I kind of like the one.
And yeah,
So for you, it's harder because you need 2 double 6s.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
like. So I kind of like the idea of the sharpening one where if I roll a 19, it's also a crit. Yeah.
And the first tier is $100, well, 100 gold, and the second tier is 1,000 gold. I'm looking at the handbook thing right now.
What's
let
what's
me
the
see.
difference between the tiers, like tier 1 and tier 2?
It's just how much
It's
you have to
cost much
pay each
gold.
time you upgrade it.
Okay. Yeah.
But I meant more like the bonus. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
Go
Right,
to
right.
Yeah.
go to Discord and then go to armor weapons upgrade and click on the PDF.
Okay.
Each time you upgrade, you gotta pay more money, and different upgrades cost a different amount based on what tier they're in.
Gotcha.
I mean, personally, you should probably only like read the first, second tier, because I don't think we're gonna have enough gold to get the third tier. Maybe. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe you don't need your. Maybe I'll take your upgrades, right?
Man, we don't even have the fucking money for Neverwinter, let alone this campaign.
Oh, you guys do combine. You guys do.
Yeah, combined, but individually.
I mean, y'all did, but you know, I gave a bunch of money to the dragon, and then other stuff happened.
that was kind of a necessary thing. You know?
Brittany was like, "What the fuck? What this guy said 4,000?"
She should have spoke up then.
Oh my god.
She didn't speak up.
Oh my god.
Can't complain if you don't speak up.
So if you go to page 11, that's where it has the weapon upgrades.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I did that. All right, yeah, so let's take a break. We'll be back. Zeno, you could also upgrade your armor another to +1 for 1,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, I'll have to pull it from the chest.
Don't you have it with the? Don't you with 300 platinum is what's that? That's 3,000 gold, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. I do have it.
Yeah. You sold all those gems.
Oh, that's right, because I sold the gems.
Yeah,
I didn't have
you
the gems
could-
before. I mean, let me ask this: Would you let me just like retro that, like, if I were to do it?
Retro what exactly?
Like basically, I didn't say anything about me upgrading the armor to get me. That
Oh
+1.
yeah. I mean, even
Well-
because even with your yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say no. It doesn't matter. Like many days are gonna pass by. It's not even if you retro. Like you could give your breastplate tomorrow to the guy, and he'll have it done. Like many days are gonna pass by, basically at this point for Grizzly to catch up to you guys.
Okay,
as you guys
I
are resting. Yeah,
I see what you're saying. What's the one that gives me +1 again?
it's just 1,000 gold. It's armor proofing, but it's just 1,000 gold pieces.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. So it has the variant. It says your DM may allow you to replace their properties or armor or whatever. Each one costs, and the cost is triple every time you want to upgrade that. So it'll be like 1,000 on the first one, then 3,000 on the second, and then like 9,000 on the last one.
Okay, so if I do armor proof and I get +1 to my AC and I get those properties, where if I take 6 or less.
No. So
Either or.
it's either or. Either you
Oh,
take
okay.
the +1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see then. Or the variant. Okay.
Or
I
you
see
could
now.
or you could do the first tier. It's up to you if you take 6 or less damage. You guys do have resistance, so I don't know. But that's slashing damage.
Right, it's only slashing damage.
Yeah.
And for barbarian, I mean, I already have resistance. Yeah, I'll just take out 1,000 gold and get the +1 to my AC.
Okay.
So let me take out 1,000 gold. What was that 100 platinum pieces? Yeah.
Yeah.
100.
So-
Okay.
So I was looking at this. So like the first tier. So let's say for example I get critical sharpened for the first tier, right? You know, like for the second tier, then it's 1,000 gold
No, it's 200.
for tier 2.
Well, you're saying
Second
tier 2? Oh, no, tier 2 would be 1,000 gold. Yes.
Yeah, that's what
If
I
you're
yeah.
upgrading, every time you upgrade in the same tier, it goes up, it doubles it. That's it.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you. So, so I'm always upgrading critical sharpened. It's not like I get critical sharpened, then tier 2 is like I choose between like I don't know, enchanted or superior, whatever, right?
Well, do know that it has to apply to your weapon.
To
that
the
you're
weapon,
using, too.
obviously, yeah. But
Yeah.
but I'm saying like it's like it's not I can add on the stuff that's applicable to my weapon in tier 2.
Correct.
Okay, or I
Yeah.
could just strengthen what I got in tier 1.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
yeah. Okay, fascinating.
So you could also add King to your weapon as well, and it gives you a +1 damage roll with the weapon, and yeah.
Yeah.
So you could add to your sword. You could add Keen. It's already a magic weapon, so you don't have to add silver. Like I don't care if it's magic. I would say just upgrade it. So sharpened. You can add sharpened. That gives it a critical hit on a roll lower than 1, and you can add. You could potentially add runic, but you don't have a rune person yet. Yeah, so keen and sharpen are like the main things you could add.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I definitely would want sharpened and keen from what I saw here.
Okay, so put that in Discord, please, and then just so I can remember.
Okay.
And then the second tier, you can give it brutal. It's already magical. Yeah, that's it. Really, just brutal.
Yeah, so if we have enough gold, then yeah, I would put the brutal. So
do you have enough gold? Do you have 1,000 gold pieces?
I mean, my guy has only like, what is it like? Let me check. I think it was like 400 something.
I don't know, man.
That's what I was saying. Like,
that's up to you.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
That's not up to me. That's up to the Zeno. That's why I was like.
I would say since Laura's not here, probably not right now. But you can get those other 2 upgrades.
Well, yes, your fellow barbarian brother. He might be able to spare you some gold.
I mean, so if I have 500 gold, so I only need 1,200.
So it's gonna cost you 300. No, it's gonna cost you It's gonna cost you 300, not 200. 300 because you get in the first upgrade. That's 100. Then you double it because you're getting a second upgrade. Then that means the next upgrade is gonna be 200. So that's 300 gold in the first tier because you're getting sharpened and you're getting keen. And then, because you're going to get brutal, that's another 1,000 gold pieces. So overall, that's 1,300 gold pieces.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'm going to just stick with the first 2 tiers. Because even if you gave me unless there's like some armor upgrade I can, that would be worth it, I wouldn't want to ask for 1,000 gold for.
Yeah, it's going to cost you 3,000. You already have a +1 to your armor. So that's gonna cost you like a good. I'm gonna say 3,000.
That's fine. I'll just stick. I'll just pay with my own character's money. I'll just get the sharpened and keen.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
those make the most sense, and that'll be Gucci.
All right, so let's just get back in like 15 minutes, and then we'll continue on.
All right.
All right.
Right.